Hello everybody! Welcome back to Epson Brightlink Tutorials with Michelle. Today we're going to talk about the toolbar that's along the bottom of your smartboard and what kinds of fun tools are in there. So if you touch your computer screen and you are on the mouse function, you'll see this toolbar pops up here. It'll be on the bottom. You can move it back and forth. You could also move it to the side if you would prefer. I like mine on the bottom so I can always find it. So within this toolbar there are a bunch of different options, okay? I wish I could move this to the middle of the screen so you could see it better. Can you see it? Okay, you can see it in the video. Okay, the home button will take you to this screen where you can choose your inputs, you can check your inputs, you can do auto calibration if your touch is if you touch and the writing is happening over here, you can do an auto calibration. You can do a split screen, and we're going to talk about that in a minute in the other menu. So there's just some things in here that you can explore. That's what the home button does. The next one, we're going to skip a couple of these. This one with the arrow, so the box with the arrow is another place that you can access the inputs if you need to switch back and forth from here. But in your classrooms, it should be able to be controlled through the wall, so you shouldn't need to use that very often. You can zoom, so we have a zoom function. Clicked on Microsoft Teams. So we do have a zoom function, so you can zoom in on whatever is on your screen, or zoom out. This button right here has like the little sound thing and a box with a line through it. This is actually a pretty handy tool. If you want to just stop displaying for a second, but you don't want to turn the projector all the way off and have it have to turn on, you can hear that it's kind of in hibernate mode. It's still running, but it's not on at the moment. So if you want to just kind of turn it off, get the kids' attention, then to turn it back on, all you have to do is touch the screen and it'll pop back up. Okay? Oh, I've got all sorts of stuff up here. Okay. This button right here is a pause button. I don't actually, oh, it freezes. So that's going to freeze your screen. So if you wanted to write on this without actually selecting things or moving things, you can see that my screen is frozen. Nothing's going to change, but I can do pretty much anything. This is handy if you're using actual whiteboard markers and you want to write on things or whatever, because your screen is frozen. It won't change anything. So I can hit the pause button again and it'll unfreeze, and you can see that now I can select and do all of that. Okay? So the next is sound. So you can control how loud the sound is. This actually is for the sound that comes out of the projectors. Most of you have the sound routed through your classrooms, and you have a knob on the wall that actually controls the sound. But if you notice that you're having a hard time hearing things, you might check that and turn it up. Okay, this is the split screen. If you have two things plugged in, so maybe you have a document camera and your computer plugged in, and you want to show both of them, then you would click this. The first, so it says computer 1 is one side and then HDMI 2 is one side. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen with this because I don't know what's plugged into those. Click switch source and it will display. Okay, so it displays my computer on one side and then whatever was plugged in or should be plugged in on the other. So if you're hopping back and forth between your document camera and your computer, it might be nice just to split screen so that you have both of them on the screen all the time. Okay, I'm going to exit split screen, and it'll go back to my computer. This tool right here is actually kind of fun. This is a timer tool, so I know we all have our countdown timers and all of that kind of stuff. This is on your smartboard for you. You don't have to navigate to a website to find it. You can increase the time. Maybe you want a 3-minute timer. Maybe I want it to count up to 3 minutes instead, or count down. I want to have the alarm go off. Actually, let's do 10 seconds. I can click start. My timer will count down, and at the end of the timer, it'll have a cue of some kind. That was my email. Okay. It's not very loud. It was not very loud, so hopefully you heard it. Let's try it. This is the loudest setting. Okay, so that's pretty handy. When you want to X out of that, you can just close it and all of that. Right here you have a power button, so if you can't find your remote but you need to turn off the projector, you don't have to stand on the chair to push the button. There's a power button right there. Okay, so that is a quick tutorial on the menu options down here. I'm still working on the print and save functions because it won't let me save. It wants to save to USB storage device, so I'm not sure if that's through the projector itself or through your computer. So I'm going to work on that, and I'll get a separate tutorial out on that. Okay? All right, thanks for joining me today, and I'll be back next time with more tips on the Epson Brightlink projectors.